You are listening to the Fatboy Show on your number one station, RX Radio.
Ooh.
Let me tell you, the streets are rough. If you've ever been on the streets, and I'm talking, when I say streets, I'm talking about the love streets.
I'm still on the streets.
The dating streets, the relationship streets.
Street dream.
Being out there looking for someone to care for you and someone to care for. It's crazy out there. So a lot of people have just had a difficult time navigating those streets and have found themselves in certain unfortunate situations, such as being the side dude or the side chick, whereas you were looking to be the main. Sometimes you have no choice.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad
if you ended up a side dude?
If I wasn't looking to be the main.
Why is it that not too many people are looking to be the main, though? Have you noticed?
That being the main is more painful.
And this is something I think a lot of ladies don't appreciate. Being like main boyfriend or husband is daunting. It's a lot of work. And you'd rather be the guy that sort of she looks for as and when she has an itch to scratch.
Yeah.
Because it's extremely convenient for you, the guy, because typically it means you're spending minimal or no money.
Resources in general.
No resources.
Time, money.
You do not have to hang around afterwards and listen to all her problems. That's for the dude in the friend zone.
You're there for servicing.
Right.
You're there to service the engine.
Right.
To lubricate stuff. And
so where possible, most guys would prefer to be your side dude.
Most guys actually comfortably do be the side dude.
But why is it that chicks who are side chicks don't want to be side chicks? They don't like being side chicks.
I think it's because being the side chick means you're basically going against everything you've grown up believing in.
Is that it?
Part of it. I think it's one of the reasons. Because normally it's, I want to be that chick or I want to get that guy who's loyal to me. Tame the beast, have a man all to myself, be the best version of me, have that guy come through. But when you find yourself being the side chick, it's a challenge to everything you've believed before. Because you don't hear about guys dreaming about weddings and marriage and their wedding gown, which suit they're wearing on their wedding day. No, it's a chick thing to want lifetime companionship. So for a lot of guys, it's not a bother being the side guy. They will play the role because they're like, well, okay, I'm getting what I want, which usually is sex. So they don't bother about the other dynamics. The trick with women on the other side, though, is you just want to be the side chick until you realize you have something too good to let go of and live with another person. Then you start trying to claim more territory.
The main chick.
Then you want to be the main chick.
That's an interesting way of putting it. Because when I think about it, it seems actually very clear. I think in the same way that being a side chick is a raw deal from a lot of women's perspective, so is being the husband. So in other words, the person that gets the best deal is main chick plus side dude.
Yes. Because in marriages, the guys rarely leave the main chick.
And the main chick typically benefits from the material contributions of the man.
Yes.
Like roof overhead, sustenance for herself and children if they have any.
Yes.
She gets to claim the status of wife.
She is the one.
She is the one.
And I've had many women say, as long as he comes back to me. I've had that so many times.
Thank you. So
you can go do everything you want, but remember, my role in your life is unique.
Whereas a side chick gets none of that. She just gets your occasional attention, which isn't even owed. So if, side chick says, hey, let's hang out, baby, been a while, and I can just tell her, yeah, I'll call you when I'm free. Right now I'm busy. I'm caught up in things. A wife is a priority, so you can't say that to a wife.
You can't say that.
If your wife says or girlfriend says, hey, I need to see you, it's been a while, you kind of have to make time for her.
Terms and
you're
conditions
you're
apply.
obliged to
You're
make
obliged
time for her.
to, based on the,
She has the right to demand your attention.
And you don't have the right to refuse.
And you don't have the right to refuse.
So it comes with a certain responsibility to it.
Whereas when you're a husband, that sort of sucks.
The opposite is true.
Because now you're saddled with the burden of meeting all of these obligations materially with the money and everything. And then also all of the attention you're supposed to give your wife and listening to all her problems. It ends up being a lot more burdensome for you, and yet there are diminishing returns. Because typically if it's a long lasting relationship or marriage, the sex has dwindled or diminished.
Always does.
And if you even have that sex, it's typically not quite very enticing or exciting.
And then often it's used as the denial of sex is used as a punishment for things you didn't even know you did.
Exactly.
So the dynamics, the side
and yet,
guy.
when you're the side guy, she's bringing you her A game.
The denial on the other side is acceptance on this end. You get the best of everything. And it's free. You see how wild it is.
So how can a guy not want to be a side dude?
The side dude.
The best scenario.
I've been a bachelor for the better part of 7 years, and it's
sweet.
It is sweet, but you feel the pain of the other brothers. You get
right.
You feel the pain of any guy who's on the other side trying to be the best version of himself. Because for you on this side, you're like, I'm not even trying.
Exactly, you're not.
Why does this keep coming my way?
She just, for whatever reason, either because you looked a certain way or you just happen to have triggered an emotion in her. All of a sudden, or you have the vibe, and we've talked about vibe culture and how it destroys relationships. But for that moment or that period of time, you are the apple of her eye. She then channels all of her emotional and sexual energy to you. It won't last long, but for the 2-week period in which you are her star, she's giving you her best sex, the best of her body, the best of her emotions, and sometimes even money.
It comes with bonuses.
Yeah,
you get
money and treats.
Yeah, and it can range anywhere from 2 weeks to an entire year or even more, just depending on how well your execution and delivery is.
That's right. Or it could be perennial because, after you've been at it for a while, she'll feel like, wait, maybe I need a guy who at least remember my birthday. So women sort of waver in and out of sort of whole phase and relationship phase.
That's
right.
Yes. And that's why I don't trust any woman who says, I am going through a whole phase. No, you're a whole.
The whole phase is the default.
The whole phase is the default. And the other side of you is the one you're struggling with. It's a Bruce Wayne Batman situation.
And what you're saying is so scary, but it is so true. And yet
it is true.
People like to think of it in the opposite, in which that a woman's natural state is to want to be in a committed, loving relationship. And that it is when she has been let down in that area that she feels forced to hit the streets. And yet the streets are her life. That's her life.
Yes.
That's who she is for the streets.
It's the same thing with a lot of nice guys. They've always wanted to be the bad boy who gets the chicks and what. Yeah. But they're resisting because in their minds they believe they can make a difference.
No, but I think
me staying this way, I can make a difference. I would. So the moment they get an opportunity to be the other guy,
right,
unapologetically, they will take it wholeheartedly.
No, but once you taste it, once you get a taste of that life, the side dude life, it's hard to go back to being a boyfriend.
It's very tough.
Because all of a sudden, you have no freedom. All of a sudden, you can't, now they demand your time and you're constantly getting into fights about what you're doing and not doing.
Yeah.
And then the sex is like it sucks if you even get it.
Your free time is done, and then there's a lot of arguments that really don't make sense because women will never understand this. But half the time we're in an argument with them, we really genuinely have no idea what's going on.
That is true.
Or why it started, or where it's going, or how it ends.
And the times that we do know why we're arguing, it often can't be helped, because unfortunately, women's expectations tend to increase rather than decrease. Meaning, once you start a relationship with a woman, let's say your first year together, for her birthday, you took her to Cafe Java's.
Yeah.
You can't do that for the next birthday.
No, it has to be something. It has to be a bigger venue.
It has to be a bigger venue, a lot more prestige. And if you manage to do that, then the following year, it has to be an even bigger venue and an even bigger surprise. And so you get to, and I remember the last very serious relationship that I was in, one in which we were calling each other boyfriend, girlfriend, and known to people as such. Let me tell you, it got to a point where I would feel tormented. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do for her birthday this year? Oh crap.
And all that stress in your head, right?
Oh my God, what am I going to do?
And what do you get for your birthday?
Oh wait, it's Christmas. Okay, am I supposed to get her something? Oh, it's Valentine's Day. Oh, where are we?
It's Women's Day.
Thank you. And all of this, aside from the mental anguish of having to come up with the plan, there is also the financial anguish of coming up with the money to support those plans.
And keep the consistency. There's the plans and there's the consistency. If you put someone in a situation where everything can only escalate, I can guarantee you it won't end well.
It can't, because you get to the point where at least for me, it now gets too expensive. Because the girl that I'm referring to, she was like corporate, high-flying, upwardly mobile, really your typical, chick who is exposed, knows the world and knows the nice things of the world and wants the nice things of the world, right? And to constantly keep her happy. And don't get me wrong, it's not like she would even be demanding these things.
Yeah.
But it's just you...
the pressure comes
the pressure comes because as a boyfriend who cares for her and wants to retain her interest, in fact, it is a self-inflicted pressure.
Naturally, you are going to want to take care of those you are affectionate. You feel a certain kind of affection.
Yeah, because what ends up happening is and this is how they do it. Once you take her to a treat that was similar to the one you took her to before, and you see her reaction, usually she'll either intentionally or not show you that she's unimpressed. It'll be written on her face. She may say thank you, but in her face you can just see she ain't feeling it.
I realize that can be gauged by the length of the arm. You see, the has different lengths.
Tell us.
There's which is, this is cute, this is nice. And then there's which is, that's adorable. That's like next level stuff. And then the tears start flowing. That's genuine.
Right.
At least by my standards.
And isn't it ironic that for a guy, our appreciation will remain constant, even if you are simply giving us the same stuff every day? Like, for example, most guys, their sexual expectations aren't that most guys are happy to get it the same way every day, as long as it's there.
Every other day. I just
every
need
other
to know.
day.
Yeah.
If it just means, we hop into bed, I mount you, I bust it, I go to sleep. Most guys are happy with just that.
Most guys are cool with that occasionally.
Now, with ladies, it's like it gets to a point where, unless you're making me see rainbows and stars in the sky, unless I'm seeing explosions, unless we're changing the setting. Because have you ever noticed this whole notion of couples retreat, couples getting away or going away or like taking road trips, and that is all for the woman's benefit. It is because women are so easily bored that unless you keep injecting those sorts of activities into your relationship, she very quickly feels just like suffocating. So you have to keep spicing it up that way. And so men spend a lot of money on vacations and road trips and holidays really just to make the girl happy. Most guys, and you've seen the memes. Have you seen the meme of an empty apartment with one chair and one TV,
flat screen TV and a view,
and the caption says, for most men, this is paradise.
It is.
And women are like, are you serious?
They don't get it. For me, it's the silence. It's the peace of mind. It's me knowing I'm in control of my environment. That's enough for a guy to be very happy. Yes, the loneliness hits occasionally. But that's why most dudes would prefer to be the side guy. Because here's the difference, I think, between most men and women. Women put their problems on the man they love and give their pleasures to the other dude, right? Yeah. Meanwhile, for guys, it's the opposite. You take the pressure off the woman you love and put it on some random chick you're sleeping with.
Exactly.
Because I know prostitutes who are making money from talking to men, not sleeping with them, just listening to them and talking to them. They're essentially doing what the wife should be doing, which is listen to his needs as well. And that's all. So it's a very interesting thing. So the side dude ends up with the best of the world he doesn't even ask for.
And the side chick gets the worst of the...
If she's not ready to become a second wife.
Because you're the girl who has to sexually satisfy the man. You're the girl who has to emotionally satisfy the guy.
Yes.
And yet you will not get the commitment of the guy, and you will not have access to his attention, or at least you will not be entitled to it.
Or the protection.
Or the protection.
Or the security.
Wow. So I think it makes sense now, and I think it can be concluded that, for men, being a side guy does seem like the more attractive option, whereas for women, being a side chick is probably not the best option, because even the baddest girl out there, the baddest, lady, she's not gonna, if she feels, I ain't got time to be a wife or a girlfriend, just get me some dude and, we do our thing, I'm good. I don't think that's really true.
Not really.
Eventually, they start to feel like something's missing.
Unless she's an introvert. Because I think the people who benefit most from being like a second wife are female introverts. You love your space, you see your husband twice a week.
And those are so few.
Very few. It's not the norm. But yeah, there are exceptions.
So anyway, and I know there is the occasional side dude who wants to be elevated to main dude, but that's a man who simply doesn't know what's real.
Don't do it. You don't know where the fun is. The grass is greener on your side. Allow.
Yeah, man.
RX Radio.